What is going on, people? I am here for, if you couldn't tell by the title, a little bit different kind of video. I'm doing a limited edition slash collector's edition slash special edition, I guess you want to call it, part of my collection. These are editions that honestly just say limited edition on it. I don't know how. There's some that give you numbers. I know there's a lot of people that collect and stuff that want those rarities, I guess you want to call it, not just a regular box set where you can get it all the time, but there are, ones that right on the box it'll say limited edition. Now, if that's true that there's only limited amount, or if it's just something that they throw on there to kind of catch the collector's eyes, there's some, I don't know about, but there's some I think it's just, it's very limited, like, number of them. But other ones, I've seen for forever and it says limited edition. I'm like, I guess either no one's buying these things or they're not as limited as they say. But anyway, I'm kind of going off topic. What I'm going to do is there's a few different movies in my collection, whether it be it's a limited edition box set or a limited edition steelbook, or just an edition of the movie that you either had to crowdfund for or you found somewhere. All the movies that I had, I either bought off Amazon or I had to buy it through like a crowdfunding, or I found it through the actual website for the company, like maybe a lower budget, like an indie company. So I found it through there, or like I said, crowdfunding. So that's the three pretty much types of limited edition or collector's edition that I have. And I want to show it off. There might be some ideas or some movies that you might want to check out before, they do get sold out or whatever you want to call it. Or maybe you want to represent or help, with the smaller independent titles. Maybe you want to go out there and purchase one for yourself and support the actors, actresses, and everything else. So, before I do get into that, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button at the end of the video if you want to, if you enjoyed this and maybe found some movies you never heard of before. And, of course, hit that little bell button so you know when I do upload videos like this. Yeah. Check out the end of the video for in the description. I'll talk about everything that I have here, and of course I'll also leave the links to all my other social media page, but that's for the end of the video. So let me get into this video and kind of tell you or show you what exactly I'm talking about by limited editions or collector's editions or anything like that. So the first thing I've got is, I still haven't opened it, so I couldn't tell you how it opens or if the actual disc is in it. But I found this, and it's the Strain Season 1 with this limited, on the back it says Limited Collector's Edition, includes skin-crawling special features and exclusive Master's bust. So I'm guessing this character here is the master of, I guess the people that are infected with the strain. But like I said, I have not sat down or have not opened this yet. But that kind of shows you what is in this. You not only get the regular Blu-ray, but then you get this bust of this character. So like I said, I haven't sat down to watch the strain yet, and I haven't even opened this one up because, like I said, it's one of those ones that I might just keep in the box, just in case it grows in value. But this is pretty much what I'm talking about, something that's different, a collector's edition. I know they have a whole bunch of editions for like The Walking Dead and stuff, where you have like a Walker's bust and stuff like that, or a different version of it. So that's what I'm talking about. The next one, I actually made a video for the unboxing of this. If you're interested, I'm going to try to link the video for that. But this is the limited edition Scooby-Doo 50th anniversary of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? The complete series. It's like 3 seasons and stuff. And I knew that it was a limited edition, but I was looking around here and I found it just before I made this video. I was like, I thought it was supposed to be a limited edition, and I'm like, where does it say it? It says it on the bottom here. And it's limited to, let me see if I can get it. It says limited to 50,000 copies, and this one is 17,946 of the 50,000. So I was wondering, I'm like, whether I knew it was limited, and I'm like, where the hell is it? But like I said on the bottom, it tells you that. And I like this because, you know, a lot of the times when you're collecting and you get these limited editions, you're always looking for like the lowest number, I guess you want to call it. I mean, some people might not care, but me, myself, as a collector and trying to get limited stuff and whatever, I always want the, you know, lower number. But, you know, 17,000 out of 50,000, I guess, isn't that bad. The other thing that I do have here as a, like, box set, I guess you would call it, is this Warner Brothers 50th anniversary, 50, or more than that, I'm guessing. It's a Warner Brothers, way more than 50 now that I'm thinking about it, because they have movies from, like, the 30s, but this is the best of Warner Brothers 50 film collection. It's got 50 of the greatest Warner Brothers films in this thing, and on the bottom here, it does say limited to 50,000, and I got 7,116, so that's even lower. And if you couldn't do your math, I mean, if you didn't know that 7,000 was less than 17,000. But anyway, this, like I said, is limited to 50,000, and on the back here, it tells you what it does come with. It comes with like 2 little booklets with the movies in it, some postcards and all this stuff. If you would like this unboxed a little bit more, you know, in depth, let me know in the comments, and I will unbox it for you guys, almost like I did the Scooby-Doo set. So that's another one I got. These are more like collector's editions, I guess you want to call it. This is a Blu-ray, DVD, CD soundtrack of the movie called Song of Solomon. They do have like single discs out there, but this one comes with 3 discs, the Blu-ray, the DVD, and then the soundtrack. If you have not seen this movie, American Guinea Pig, The Song of Solomon, it's pretty crazy. So that's a 3-disc set right there. This is the only movie that I've ever had. It comes with Blu-ray, DVD, and soundtrack, which it usually does, but this one actually comes with a 7-inch record, a 7-inch vinyl. The movie is called Sunset Society. I did not realize it came with that, but like I said, it comes with the Blu-ray, it comes with the DVD, it comes with all these little like pictures and I'm not guessing they're like poster art, but there's a whole bunch of like different little things that they come with from the movie. And then, like I said, it comes with the DVD. But then on the corner of this thing, let me try to pull it out. It comes with a 7-inch. So that was the first thing that first collection edition I've ever had. So this is limited to, I didn't notice until I actually pulled that out, this is limited to 2,000, and this is number 757 of 2,000. So that I did not know, but this is Sunset Society's 3-disc plus a vinyl. I'll have to stick that in there at some point in time. But that's a little bit different. These 2 movies are from Epic Pictures. The first one, if you haven't seen it already, it's definitely one that I think you all should check out and probably would like. And that's the movie Turbo Kid. Just think of like Mad Max on bicycles and like kids versus adults and stuff like that. It's a very interesting, over-the-top movie. Very fun. If you haven't seen it, go ahead, check it out. That comes with a 3-disc. It comes with the Blu-ray, DVD, and then an extra disc for the bonus features. 3-disc Ultra Turbocharged Collector's Edition. Try saying that 5 times fast. And the other one that comes with, this one comes with a Blu-ray, DVD, bonus features, and the soundtrack. So this is a 4-disc. It's a 4-disc of the Tales of Halloween movie. I believe they have just a 2-disc one where it's the Blu-ray and DVD, no special features or anything. But then the back of this, it shows you like all the different films, all the different shorts, and you know, the different bonus features and bonus materials and stuff like that. So this is a 4-disc set. So those are more, you know, the collector's editions, I guess you would call it, rather than the limited edition. They might be the same thing, who knows, but those are, you know, more of the, you know, harder to find, I guess you want to call it. Like I looked up on Amazon and I looked up on eBay. I found some of them, but that, you know, eBay's a little bit different. But if you look, unless you look up actually on the site or have a crowdfunding thing, those are the kind of ones that are a little bit harder to find. The next round of movies I'm going to show off are limited edition Steelbooks. And like I said, a lot of the times if I see limited edition, I'm not the biggest Steelbook fan. But if I see one that catches my eye, or it has a limited edition, like L card, I guess you want to call it, or sticker or whatever, I'll get into it. I try to get those, swipe those up. And one of the ones came out end of last year, where this one and another movie that I have in here, it's a limited edition. Like I said, on the top it'll say limited edition Steelbook. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas one. This one actually glows in the dark. If you let it sit, it glows in the dark. This one I recently picked up. I know they put out a whole bunch of Steelbooks at, I don't know if it was only Best Buy, but I know they put out a whole bunch of Steelbooks. This one's really the only limited edition that it's set on there. I mean, one of them I did have it, but it doesn't say limited on it. But this one is actually really cool. I'm just going to show it off for shits and giggles. That one's really cool looking. But this one actually says limited edition, and it's the Leprechaun 7 film set. I already had the other one, like the regular looking box, regular looking set that had all 7 movies in it. But this one, I thought the Steelbook looked really cool, so I'm like, definitely got to get this one. And like I said, it says limited edition on the top, so I'm like, being the collector I am, I'm like, let me get that one before, it is technically limited edition. Like I said, some might be, some might not be, but if it says it, I get it. This is another one, limited edition Steelbook, and that's the Steelbook of The Longest Day. I saw this one, I enjoyed the movie, and I was just like, this Steelbook looks pretty cool. So, again, this might just be limited to a certain amount. It might be, around for the longest time. It just says limited edition, but I get it when I do see stuff like that. This is a limited edition Steelbook of The Predator. It looks pretty cool. It's like a comic book kind of deal with Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Predator on there. So I'm like, why not? Let me get these. I got all these pretty much from Best Buy. This is X-Men. They had X-Men, like the second version, I guess you want to call it. Not the one with Hugh Jackman's in one of these, but these are X-Men First Class and X-Men Days of Futures Past. I know they had another one, but it was sold out by the time I got there. But these are limited edition Steelbooks. This was a limited edition of the Independence Day Steelbook. Like I said, limited edition up here, as this little thing is ripped. I'm usually ain't crazy, with stuff, but when I see like rips and stuff, I get pissed off at myself. I like to keep stuff, mint and stuff like that. But that's the Independence Day, the first one, Steelbook. It was, like I said, limited. This was the other one I was talking about, where it was very hard to find for a while, but then I see it more often now, like a couple years after. I think end of last year, I think they had it. But Hocus Pocus, the Steelbook, I do have another version. I kept this one in. Same thing with the Nightmare Before Christmas. I bought 2 editions of each. Well, this one I actually bought 3 and gave one away because, like I said, it was harder to find. But I bought 2 each for me. One to keep, covered, and then another one just to open up. But this is the limited edition, like, book, I guess you want to call it, version of it. So that I thought was pretty cool. This is a limited edition of the Blues Brothers Steelbook. I looked at that and I'm like, that one's really cool. And then the last one that has anything that says limited edition on it, that's the Children of Men. I didn't even know this had a Blu-ray release, let alone a Steelbook release. And then when I saw that, I'm like, definitely gonna pick this one up because I definitely enjoyed this one a whole bunch. Definitely one of those movies that kind of fell under the radar for I think a lot of people. Whenever I talk about it, they're like, I always wanted to check it out, but I never did, and that's Clive Owen in The Children of Men. And then the other ones, other Steelbooks that I have, these are the last couple Steelbooks that I want to talk about, and then I'll get into the movies that pretty much, unless you crowdfunded them or you went directly to the site, you're not going to get these editions or the movie in general. But before I get into that, I want to get into my Scream Factory Steelbooks, that a lot of these are limited to 10,000. Some of them just say limited. I don't know exactly what they're limited to, but a lot of them say limited to 10,000. The only problem I have is it doesn't tell you what number out of the 10,000. So I guess they don't number them. I guess it's just they make 10,000 of them and then whatever. But this is the Army of Darkness. I know some of these are harder to get, and like I said, so some of these might be, a limited release, and then hopefully they don't get re-released and stuff like that. But that's Army of Darkness, the Scream Factory release. This is Escape from New York. This one doesn't have any sticker on it, so I don't know how rare it is, or I'm guessing all the Steelbooks at one should be limited, so I'm going to go with that. You notice that a lot of these I don't have out of the wrap or whatever. It's because I either have another copy or I just don't want them to. I don't want to open it up. The Fog, I just wanted to check out the quality of it. There's a few that I just wanted to check out the quality, but that's the Fog. This one came out recently, Forbidden World. Like I said, it shows you limited Steelbooks. Some of them say 10,000. This one just says limited quantity, manufacturer, collected while it lasts. So some of them will say 10,000, limited to 10,000. Some just will say limited edition. This one came out recently, Galaxy of Terror. The Halloween 2 edition. I know they have a Halloween one that must have gone out of print because the cheapest one I found was like $50, and I really don't need that because I do have the Halloween collection from whatever. I just collected it because it's limited edition Steelbook. The Howling, that was another one. This one says limited to 10,000. This one came out recently, Humanoids from the Deep. So that's limited to, like, the newer ones that came out just says limited quality manufactured, and then the earlier ones are the ones that say limited to 10,000. This is Life Force, like I said, limited to 10,000. If you can see that without it getting too blurred. This is the Piranha one, and a lot of these covers are really cool, so that's another reason why I pick them up too. This is the Prince of Darkness. That was the other one that I opened up just to check out, what the transfer and stuff was. So that's John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. And the last one, this one actually is going for a good amount. It's going probably around $100 when I saw, people have it listed and stuff. And that's They Live. I already owned it on from Scream Factory, but I'm like, let me get this cool looking Steelbook, and you can't go wrong with Roddy Piper. So I double dipped, got the Steelbook and the regular Blu-ray. So those were my Scream Factory titles. And now I'm going to get into the ones that are more from the independent side that you kind of have to either find from maybe another collector or find from the actual website, or sometimes the website sold out. So unless you know someone, or maybe the director or something, some of these you might not find. But this one, we had a bunch of these people we actually had on our podcast, The Dorkening, which, like I said at the end, check out the description for all the other stuff that I do. But we interview a whole bunch of people, and we have them on for an hour and talk. So a lot of these movies, we've had the people from the movie on. So the first one is Circus of the Dead. If you haven't seen this one, it's pretty much, it came around the time like 31 and all that, with clowns and stuff like that. And it's one of the ones that fell, through the cracks. This one is more intense than any other ones you're going to look and see. So Circus of the Dead. This is All Through the House. This one is let's just say it's one for the Christmas time. Of course, it's pretty much a Killer Santa, not along the lines of, Silent Night, Deadly Night has a whole different premise, but you get a crazed maniac Santa Claus going around with some garden shears, so that one's pretty intense. This one actually might be a little bit easier to find now that I think of it. I believe it's put out by, Gravitas Ventures, so this one might be a little bit easier to find. A lot of these ones are put out by, what do you want to call it, Forbidden Films. This one is very intense. It's a movie called Found. This one is, like I said, if you haven't seen Found and you want to check it out, it's very disturbing. Found. This is put out by, who else puts it's usually around the same thing. Scott Shermer directs a lot of these. This one's actually put out by Chameleon Arts Entertainment, and that's called The Bad Man. This one is a sequel, I guess you would call it, of sorts, to Found, and that's a movie called Headless. A lot of these too, when you purchase them, you'll get them signed by the director or one or two of the actors or actresses and stuff like that. So you notice a lot of these are signed. This one is, like I said, Headless, which is a sequel. It's either a sequel or prequel to Found. I don't exactly remember. This is another one, Party Night. This is one you had to kind of send out or crowdfund for, or directly from Troy Escamilla. He had a bunch of these copies left, so I picked it up. Party Night. This one's another one that we had one of the directors on from, and that's Theater of Terror. This is an anthology film, very entertaining. There's a lot of anthology films coming out more and more now, and some I think are really good. So that one, check that one out for sure. This one is Amazon Hotbox. I don't want to show you the back of it because let's just say there's boobies on the back of this. But if I can cover it, if I can do it like, we'll do it like that. See if that works. But this one is limited to 700, and it's number 110. So that is Amazon Hotbox. Like I said, for those of you who are questioning, there are some boobies on the back of this. This one is, don't go to the reunion. This is another limited edition. This is limited to 200. It's number 48 out of 200. Don't Go to the Union is one of those. It reminds me of like early 80s slashers, almost like no, I'm trying to think of the movie that kind of reminds me of. I can't think of it. Where it's pretty much a class reunion. They go back to the high school, and there's a kid that was picked on, and he kills off the people one by one by one. This is Frankenstein Created Bikers. So this one was a crowd-funded one, a Kickstarter. It's called the Kickstarter Backer Special Edition. Not only did it come with the disc, but it also came with a stack of like trading cards. A lot of the times, if you see Kickstarters or you see like anything that's crowdfunded, they usually have all these perks that go with it, and the more perks they hit, like the more goals they hit, they add to all the perks and stuff like that. So this is, like I said, it's a Kickstarter backer special edition, and that's number 730 out of 1,000. I got to kind of cover up that picture as well, but that's Frankenstein Created Bikers. This one they actually I think reprinted or trying to reprint in that. This is Harvest Lake. This one is very different. It's like a psychedelic kind of horror movie where a bunch of people, they go to this lake that's infected with stuff, and they all start acting weird and all that kind of stuff. And that's number 90 out of 750. So that is Harvest Lake. This next one, I bought 3 copies of them. I actually have 4. I actually have 6 copies of this movie. I have a signed DVD, I have the regular DVD, I have the regular Blu Ray, which I'll show you here, and then I have 3 other versions of it. The movie's called Pieces of Talent. If you haven't seen this already, definitely go ahead and try to find a copy of it. Really cool stuff. If you couldn't tell over here, as I turn, that right there is one of the characters, not Tigger right here, but that right there, David Long, is one of the characters in it. It's a very, David Long plays this crazy guy who kind of befriends Christy Ray's character, and craziness ensues, I'll say that. But this is what the regular cover looks like. This is your like standard regular Pieces of Talent. But the director, Joe Stauffer, put out a few like limited edition cover arts. So this one is a piece, watch me videotape in the movie. A lot of these things have the covers have stuff to do with the actual movie and stuff, and Joe Stauffer himself signed it. And this is number 37 out of 150. So each one of these were limited to 150 copies. So I bought all 3 of them. That's the Watch Me videotape. This is a hand with a piece cut out. It's called Pieces of Talent. So of course that would be it. And this one's number 101 out of 150. So like I said, each one comes with 150 copies of each limited edition. As my camera is kind of out of focus, we'll see if I can get it back in focus. I guess we'll go with that. And this one, like I said, too, is different. It has all these puzzle pieces missing and stuff like that. And that's number 63 out of 150. So that is the 3 versions of Pieces of Talent that I have there. This one's another, let me see if I can show the back. Yeah, that's not bad. Space Babes from Outer Space. This one really isn't much of a horror movie in essence. I do keep it with the collection because a lot of the same people in a lot of these movies kind of work together. This one's limited to 800, and that I have 260 out of 800. This is another, like, crowdfunding edition, I guess you want to call it. It comes with this one. They actually have a stripping adventure. The more, if you hit certain goals, they would add more stuff. And hitting this one goal, they added this special feature where they have some girls stripping, and you can make them do whatever. It's very interesting. Space Babes from Outer Space. And the last one, a little special edition. I can't really show you the back of this, but it's number 653 out of 1,000. This one's called Time to Kill with Ellie Church, or Eli Church, as Leo Pond likes to say it, but Ellie Church. And this one's very interesting as well. Limited edition, like I said, to 1,000. So most of those, like I said, are the limited editions. There might be some kind of throughout the rest of my collection. Maybe I'll, if this one gets enough leeway or enough people watching, maybe I'm going to have to go, because I do think, now that I think of it, there are other editions or stuff that I have put money in for, like a crowdfunding, to have these editions. So if you like this, if you found it interesting, if you've seen movies that you haven't seen before or might want to check out, definitely hit that like button. Like I said, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell button so you know when I do upload more videos like this and other such things as reviews and things. Definitely go ahead and do that. Like I said, check the description for all my other sites, as well as the Dorkening, which we've interviewed. Like I said, that last stack, or that last few movies I showed off, we interviewed the people behind them. So that's another reason why, you know, I crowdfunded and stuff like that. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, you know, this idea. Hopefully, you know, people have other stuff. So if you have limited editions, make a video, show off what limited editions or collector's editions or whatever you have in your collection. Because not only, you know, do I find it interesting, maybe it'll, you know, have me go search for some of those collections as well, or editions, should I say. And yeah, I guess that's really about it. So again, if you liked it, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave comments, let me know if you want anything, you know, shown or unboxed or anything like that. And of course, like I said, check the description for all my other social media sites. I got a YouTube, a Facebook fan page, a Twitter, I got an Instagram where I show off the movies behind me. I got a whole bunch of stuff. So just check the description. And I guess until next time, I'll see you guys.